Something heartbreaking is happening in Israel, and unless we name it, unless we confront it, we will never be able to truly win. Not in Gaza, not in the court of global opinion, and not in the soul of our nation. We are at war, not just a military war with barbaric jihadists in Gaza, but a conflict also within. The world sees us fighting for our survival against an Islamo-Nazi enemy that raped, burned, and butchered its way across the south of Israel on October 7th, 2023. But while we fight tooth and nail to bring our people home and destroy our Islamo-Nazi enemy in Gaza, Israel's deep state, its entrenched political, legal, and security elites are waging a different conflict within the country, a war to stop us from winning. Why? Because they fear a victorious, confident Jewish Israel led by the religious right more than they fear another October 7th massacre. Let that sink in. They would rather see Israel wounded, morally delegitimized, and internationally isolated in an effort to topple Netanyahu and his government than see us rise strong, unapologetic, and proudly Jewish. This isn't speculation. It's happening now. The latest examples are Yair Golan, former deputy chief of the IDF and now head of the far-left Democrats Party. Golan stood up and declared a sane country doesn't kill babies for fun. He wasn't talking about Hamas, the monsters who kidnapped and murdered our children and who butchered Israeli babies on October 7th. No, he was accusing our IDF soldiers, our holy soldiers, our brothers, our sons, our heroes of war crimes. Here's what Nathaniel Engel, a professional at the Forensic Institute, who received the bodies of the Bibas children and many others, wrote in response, and I quote, "In February, when the bodies of baby Kfir and Ariel Bibas were returned, I was there. I saw the signs, the abuse, the evil, and I saw the faces of the medical staff of the Forensic Institute, people who've seen everything. They broke, silent, crying, hollow eyes. No words were needed. The truth was on their faces." And then I hear Yair Golan accuse our soldiers of killing babies. Not Hamas, but IDF soldiers, the ones who protect even him. IDF soldiers are human beings first, and only then fighters. They gave water, food, and medicine to sick babies and children in Gaza, even in enemy territory. They kept their humanity in the face of inhuman evil. Yair Golan knows the truth. He was a deputy chief of staff of the IDF and still chooses to slander our soldiers? That's not criticism. This is a blood libel. Even if he helped on October 7th, that doesn't erase this. He crossed a red line. He must be investigated. His ranks must be stripped. Whoever defames IDF soldiers like this does not deserve to wear those ranks. End quote from Nathaniel Engel of the Forensic Institute. I have no words to add to what he said. But as if Yair Golan's blood libel wasn't enough, and yes, it's being parroted all over the world right now, like the former chief of staff said this. Former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert told the international press that Israel's war in Gaza is, quote, very close to a war crime, end quote. He added, quote, "This is a war without a purpose, a war without a chance of achieving anything that can save the lives of the hostages," end quote. While our sons, and my sons as well, are fighting in Gaza, whole families are clinging to hope, and we have former senior officials, our own, feeding the enemy's narrative of absolute blood libels that spread around the world like wildfire. This isn't just disgraceful. This is dangerous and evil. And yet it's completely out of touch with the Israeli people. Because while the deep state elites smear our soldiers, over 100% of IDF reservists answered the call to serve in this latest call-up in Gaza. Many of them are for the fourth or even fifth time since October 7th. They come from every sector of Israeli society, religious and secular, right and left. That kind of unity doesn't exist in most countries, but it exists here, and it's proof that the people of Israel are not with the likes of Yair Golan or Ehud Barak or Ehud Olmert, the ones smearing blood libels about us around the world. The people of Israel are with the IDF. The people of Israel are with the Jewish state of Israel in this war. This isn't just a political divide. This is a moral divide, and it mirrors something we've also seen in America. Just as the American deep state, from the FBI to other intelligence agencies to the media and legal system, were willing to tear America apart to stop Donald Trump from returning to power as president of the United States, Israel's deep state is now also willing to damage Israel itself to stop a post-war victory led by Netanyahu, the right and the religious sector of Israel. They fear a strong Israel more than they fear our Islamo-Nazi enemies. They fear Jewish identity more than they fear jihad. That's why they are undermining us even during an existential war, feeding blood libels to the world, demoralizing our soldiers, and sabotaging our legitimacy. They would rather hand propaganda wins to our enemies in order to try to topple our government in Netanyahu than allow the people of Israel to choose a safe future rooted in tradition, strength, and truth. It doesn't matter how much we work to fight anti-Israel lies around the world. When our own former leaders echo Hamas talking points, the damage is devastating. We must stay focused. We must tell the world not only what Hamas is and what our Islamo-Nazi enemies are about, but who in Israel is enabling them with betrayal disguised as moral criticism. Because in the end, it's not Golan or Barak or Olmert who represent Israel. It's the soldiers called up for the fourth and fifth time and still show up. It's the mothers who pray. It's the Israeli farmers who volunteer. It's the people who believe in this country, despite everything and despite the sabotage from within. They are the people of Israel, and no deep state, no matter how loud or how powerful, will break that. This painful reality must be internalized to truly understand Prime Minister Netanyahu's decisions during this war. He isn't just fighting Hamas. He's also navigating a hostile internal system that's actively working to undermine him, the Israeli government, the Israeli people at every turn. From Supreme Court interventions to leaks from within the defense establishment to vicious media campaigns and political subversion, Netanyahu has been waging an 8-front war since day one. 7 fronts against our Islamo-Nazi threats that surround us, and another front against a deep state terrified of our leadership and the public mandate behind him. Every delay, every compromise, every seemingly cautious move of Netanyahu must be viewed through this lens. He has been leading a nation at war while surrounded by powerful forces within that would rather see him and Israel fail than see Israel win. And yet, despite it all, we are winning and we will win. Not just survive, not just hold the line, but we are going to achieve total victory. Because the strength of Israel does not come from politicians, from media elites, or from foreign approval. The strength of the Jewish people of Israel comes from the people of Israel, from our soldiers who rise to the call again and again, from families who refuse to break, from former hostages and Israelis on the left who are more connected to their Jewish identity today, post-October 7th, and from a deep, unshakable faith in the justice of our cause, having returned to be sovereign in our ancestral homeland. We have faced enemies from without and traitors from within before over thousands of years. This time will be no different. With God's help and the resolve of a united nation, yes, because we're more united than we ever were before, we will defeat our enemies, expose the liars, and emerge stronger, prouder, and more determined than ever before. And let me end with this true note of optimism. Despite all the noise, the hatred that exists on the fringes, and the internal tensions, the Jewish people have never been more united than we are today here in our ancestral homeland, Israel. Like every family, we have our disagreements, even deep disagreements, and that's nothing new. Throughout Jewish history, we've always had internal struggles, and yes, we've tragically even had Jews who have assisted our enemies throughout history. But what's different today is the incredible reality of Achdut, of unity, that really has never existed in our history, at least not since biblical times. The Jewish people today are coming together like never before. We see grassroots initiatives for connection, healing, and solidarity popping up everywhere across the country. And while the mainstream media tries to amplify every disagreement to sow division, we must stay focused on the truth. We are overcoming. We will overcome. And more than that, we are rediscovering our strength as one people, with one heart and one purpose, being here in our homeland. We will overcome those making the noise and sowing the hatred. I'm totally I'm totally optimistic about that and our future. Am Yisrael Chai. Strengthen your faith in God and stick with us at the Pulse of Israel to hear the truth about what's really happening. That's it for today's special Pulse of Israel program, when you get a daily, belief-based, inspiring, politically incorrect truth about Israel, the Jewish people, and the freedom-loving world. If you are not yet a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe today. And yes, we are a donor-based operation. We're heavily censored across all the social media platforms. It's thanks to your support, large donations or small donations, that we're able to do our work. And we have so much work to be done, so much truth to inspire people with, especially the Jews. And it's thanks to your donations. So every once in a while, just click on the donate button on pulseofisrael.com. Shalom, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.